You are an ancient dragon. The king has sent many soldiers to slay you. All have failed. Then one day, a man with leather armor, wielding an iron sword. You get into your fighting stance. He then speaks up and says, "The king killed my family and everyone I love. Will you help me?" I stop. I lower myself back down to four legs. I stand there looking at this meager, hapless soldier. For a moment I consider that he may only be trying to have a laugh, to distract me while some stronger men catch me unawares. But he seems genuine, though afraid. "What was that?" I growl. "If it is a ruse, it won't take long for him to give it up. A good thing, I suppose. I'm getting hungry." "Well, I mean, not directly," he explains. "He didn't run up and chop their heads off, if that's what you're thinking. It's honestly petty human things. I don't expect you to understand, or want to, for that matter." Well, he was correct, as I have no interest in mortal dealings. I could sense the insult in his tongue as he spoke it. "I ought to kill you where you stand for such a remark." "And yet you don't. So I will only ask you once more and then leave you to your dealings if you wish. Will you help me?" Once again, I think that I should have simply killed him there and then, but his words struck me. If the people are truly dissenting from the king, then perhaps his downfall would grant me peace, perhaps even more riches to hoard. I make myself comfortable and fix my gaze on him. "Explain to me your woes. I have my own reasons for taking up arms against the king, and we may yet combine them." "My young sister had been crippled all her life, as was my son. Every time they fell ill, the village doctors could do nothing. They had near death every day. I alone made the trek from my meager village to the king to plead our case and ask for his healers. He refused me until I could pay him a disgraceful sum of gold. I raised the money over years and years, sacrificed everything, sold all my possessions, and finally I had the gold. I had what he asked of me. I took it back to him, and he still refused me. He would not say why. When I returned, my dear sister, my dear son had died. All because I was not rich enough, was not noble enough. I am not his only victim. A man so cruel as to take a man's money and family simply for profit on a whim deserves a very fiery death indeed, led by all his people." The mortal was right. These were not problems that an ancient, timeless being such as myself cared for. Trivial things, truly. Not things I would charge against the king himself for. But there was something about the way he spoke. His throat caught on his words. There was true fire in his eyes. He truly wished to take his flimsy iron sword and plunge it into the king's fleshy mortal skin. The same king that sends soldier after soldier to slay me, whom has made no true attempt on his life. He sees me, a timeless being with no true desire to harm him, as such a threat that he would sacrifice his entire army just to bring me to my knees. Perhaps the young mortal soldier in front of me is overly concerned with things far less important than they seem. But even so, it was an excuse to raise his powers, take his riches for my own, and put an end to the bothersome dragon slayers. "I pity you not, young soldier," I growled, "but you will have my aid."